Hey, and welcome to Discard. Today I'm going to talk about Halloween and some of the best ways that you can... Not again.
Hey, welcome to Fish Start. Today I'm going to talk about some ways you can display your games on Halloween. What am I for Halloween? A broken electrical box. Let's take a look. The first idea, and one of the spookiest ideas you can use to display your games on Halloween, is using a human skull. At first sight, a human skull might not seem like the opportune thing for displaying your video games, but if you open up the skeleton's mouth, you'll find a perfect location for you to put your video games. That skeleton's mouth will be perfect for all sorts of different things, from Game Boy games, to NES games, to Super Nintendo games. The possibilities are endless. A skull is a perfect addition to your collection of Halloween display ideas, and I certainly recommend taking a look into it. One of the things that everybody associates with Halloween is candy, and I can't imagine why. There's blood and gore and all sorts of wonderful things everywhere, but everyone focuses on the candy. So I decided to turn the candy into a display idea for all sorts of different games. And again, this idea will work with Game Boy, NES, Super Nintendo, Switch, you name it. Every game will fit into that delicious basket of candy. One of the upsides to using this as a display idea is you will have an endless amount of delicious candy to eat while you look at your beautiful game art. Another huge benefit of this is when you're done eating all of the candy, you'll be left with a bucket. And who doesn't like a bucket? But of course, the biggest downside to this item is the fact that some little kid is probably gonna get his grubby little fingers on your video game and take it home and try to eat it like it's a Snickers bar. But overall, I definitely recommend this idea. It's one of my sweetest ideas yet. One of the things that game collectors are always worried about is their games getting damaged over time. Well, that's why I'm gonna introduce blood bags, the perfect scenario for Halloween. When it comes to protecting your games, a blood bag is the way to go. It has a zip tie included and looks like it has blood on it, so the spooky factor is high. Many different games fit into your blood bag, and it works great. It's a blood bag, it's a protector, and it's a displayer. And in the end, you really gotta ask yourself, which one do you want more? A bag of blood or a bag of games? Or maybe in this case, both. And of course, what's another thing you see this time of year? Pumpkin spice lattes. I mean, for goodness sakes, you can't put pumpkin in so many things. And in this case, I decided to put something into the pumpkin instead of putting pumpkin into my coffee. And I used a Super Nintendo game and shoved it in there, and that allowed me to make a really cool display for absolutely nothing. It's really bad. It looks terrible. And of course, what's that thing you're craving to see every Halloween and every day of the year? And I know what you're thinking. A gravestone. And you're right. A gravestone will create the perfect aesthetic for a Halloween display idea. You simply put the gravestone in the ground and lean your games up against it. You can put this outside in your grass, and it will also make your games look spookier over time because the rust will creep up into those cartridges. I personally love the gravestone idea because it reminds me of the Amiibo collection that I used to have. But all in all, a gravestone is a perfect display idea for your video games and really brings back the spirit of Halloween. Most people usually skip to the part of their science class where they explain that when a spider gets over 6 inches in diameter, it actually gets an inner skeleton as well as an exoskeleton. Science. So I went searching and found this perfect spider skeleton. A spider skeleton is one of the best ways to display a huge range of video games in your collection on Halloween. But the best kind of cartridges to use are your NES games because they fit perfectly between the legs of the spider's skeleton. This item works in any part of your collection. It'll work on the shelves or the countertop or even near your television. It's just a all-around expert thing to use for Halloween. It creates a spooky aesthetic as well as making something that you can use and love year after year. I definitely recommend keeping your eye out on the edges of trees and rocks for spider skeletons. Thank you all for watching Fish Start today, and happy Halloween.
So thanks for coming and checking out Discard today. If you're going to be playing any spooky games for Halloween, let me know in the comments below. I definitely want to hear about those or any other cool things you're going to be doing for Halloween. If you want to help out Discard past the subscription, please check out patreon.com/Discard and check out all the awesome things you can get for $2 a month. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe. But otherwise, have a great day and collect what you love.